there seem to be a lot of people who have these these hero dice. The warrior set's what I have, that are a little confused on how to roll them. The D20 mostly so. Just hold it in your hand and give it a little bit of a spin and an underhand, like, roll towards you. Spin, underhand, roll towards you. Having some sort of rolling surface would definitely help you protect the spines to keep them from getting smushed or are broken off. So just a little bit of a spin and then roll towards you. Alright, so the D12 is just roll it. I mean, it's probably the one that's going to travel the most after rolling. It's one that's most like a cylinder, but it still has the flat edges, so it'll eventually stop moving. Don't just drop it like this. Well, unless it happens to hit perfectly and roll, but sometimes it won't roll at all, or very little. Just take it and give it just a gentle roll. It'll travel. Alright, the 10s are much the same. Mostly spherical, but they do have flat edges to eventually stop. So just a nice gentle roll. Nice gentle roll, and they will travel and eventually stop. Again, having some sort of rolling surface with edges will help with that. Alright, so there's the 10s and the 12s and the 20s. Stick with the 8, it's a mace. Again, mostly cylindrical, but it has the flat edges. And you can just give it a gentle roll again. And some people are going to complain that because it doesn't travel a lot, it's not truly randomized. They're complaining about the sharp edges, but there's really no need to complain about that. If you give it a nice, if you drop it from an inch or so above, and you give it some spin in the air, it's going to land randomized. The numbers are distributed in such a way that it's not, going to be easy to game it. Nice little spin in the air, and it'll drop. Those of you who have other precision-made dice will recognize this, rolling method of, it drops, it hits, it's done. So here's the short sword, or the long sword, whichever you want to call it, for the D6. Short swords are generally D6s, so I'm calling it a short sword. It again has very little travel. And sometimes when you throw it, it just hits and doesn't travel at all, which is perfectly fine. There are lots of precision-made dice who do that. A lot of the folks who are complaining about the no travel are probably folks who have never owned precision dice. Precision dice do have sharp edges, and do not travel near as much as something like Chessex, who use a tumbling system to polish their dice, thereby removing the edges of the dice. So here's a D4. Game Science dice are good examples of those precision-made dice. D4. Some folks are complaining that it's more rhombus shaped than a square. I'm pretty sure that was intentional. And this one will travel if you roll it. If you throw it, it will travel a little bit. Otherwise, you drop it, and it hits. Dropping it on the hilt will usually have it travel a bit more. But just give it a nice gentle roll, and it's fine.